All right, so today we're diving into something really interesting, the world of school bands. But not from the perspective of the students on stage.
Right.
We're going behind the scenes to really understand the assistant band director.
It's a fascinating position.
Yeah, you got this collection of interview questions.
I do.
All designed to find the perfect candidate for this role, and
And they really give you a sense of what it takes to make a music program thrive.
exactly. And that's what we're going to do today.
Awesome.
To deep dive into these questions,
Love it.
trying to understand not just what the assistant band director does,
Yeah.
but the skills, the dedication,
The passion.
all the stuff that goes into creating a great band experience for these kids.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, the stuff most people don't see.
I'm excited.
So to start off, I've got to ask,
Yeah.
what's the first question on this list?
Well, the first one is always a classic.
Okay.
Why do you want to be an assistant band director?
Why do you want to be an assistant band director? I mean, that seems pretty straightforward.
You'd think so, right?
Yeah.
But the answers can be really revealing.
Okay, so what are some of the key things that jump out from the sample answer we've got?
Well, first and foremost, there's this overwhelming passion for music education.
Right, makes sense.
Like a genuine love for sharing music with young people.
Gotta have that.
Yeah, but it's more than just teaching notes and rhythms.
Okay.
It's this deep desire to help students grow,
Oh, interesting.
not just as musicians, but as individuals.
So it's about personal development as well.
Absolutely. It's about fostering those transferable skills,
Okay.
like discipline, teamwork, problem solving.
So it's that holistic approach.
Exactly, and that's really inspiring.
But I'm guessing there's more to it than just this love for music and students.
You're right, there's this really fascinating tension in the answer.
Oh, tension. Tell me more.
Yeah, it's about finding this balance
Okay.
between supporting the head director's vision
Oh.
and bringing your own creativity to the program.
Ah, so like you're part of a team, but you still have your own individual contributions.
Exactly, you're not just a puppet.
Yeah.
You have your own ideas,
Right.
your own strengths that you bring to the table.
So you're saying a good assistant band director needs to be both supportive and creatively independent.
Exactly, it's this delicate dance
I like that. A delicate dance.
between collaboration and individual expression.
And ultimately, that benefits the students, right?
Of course, because they get exposed to different perspectives, different teaching styles, and that's really valuable.
Makes sense.
Now, thinking about the students themselves,
Okay.
not every student is going to be a natural prodigy.
Sadly not.
And that brings us to the second question.
All right, what is it?
How do you handle a student who is struggling to keep up musically?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is, but it's also a crucial one
Okay.
because every student deserves the opportunity to learn and grow. So the suggested approach is all about individualized support.
Interesting. Tell me more about that.
Well, it starts with really identifying what the specific challenges are.
Okay.
Is it rhythm? Is it tone production? Is it something else entirely?
So you have to kind of diagnose the problem.
Exactly. And then from there,
Yeah.
you tailor your approach.
Okay.
You might suggest different practice methods,
Right.
maybe break things down into smaller steps.
Makes sense.
Or even connect the student with additional resources.
And throughout this whole process,
Yeah,
I'm guessing encouragement is key.
absolutely. You have to be patient.
Right.
You have to be positive.
Mm-hmm.
You have to believe in that student's ability to improve.
Because sometimes it's not just about the technical skills, right?
No, it's often about confidence,
Yeah.
about feeling supported.
So a good assistant band director is also a bit of a mentor.
Absolutely. A guide.
Okay, so we've talked about passion for music,
Yeah.
working with students,
Mm-hmm.
but there's another crucial aspect to this role,
There is.
and that's supporting the head director.
Right. The one in charge.
Exactly, and that's question number 3.
Okay.
How do you, the potential assistant band director, support the head band director?
This question is all about teamwork and organization.
Okay,
The answer lays out a whole bunch of responsibilities.
all right, give me some examples.
Well, you're assisting with rehearsals, of course,
Makes sense.
leading sectionals.
Sectionals.
Yeah, those are smaller practice sessions.
Okay.
Focused on specific instrument groups.
Ah, so like the trumpets have their own sectional.
Exactly. And the flutes,
Okay.
the clarinets, you name it.
So the assistant director is kind of like a mini conductor for those groups.
In a way, yes.
Got it.
But it goes beyond that.
Ah.
You're managing equipment.
Oh, right. There's a lot of that in the band.
So much, you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, I bet.
Making sure instruments are in good repair,
Mm-hmm.
organizing all the sheet music.
So much paper.
Mountains of it.
And then there's communication, right?
Yeah. Yes, keeping students and parents informed.
About schedules, events, all that jazz.
Exactly. So you see, it's not just about the music.
Right. It's about keeping the whole operation running smoothly.
Precisely. You're the logistical backbone of the program.
I never thought about it that way.
It's a vital role.
Now let's talk about the big moment.
The performance.
Yeah, all those rehearsals lead up to this.
It's showtime.
And that's where question 4 comes in.
Okay.
How do the aspiring assistant band director prepare for a band performance or competition?
Oh, this one is all about preparation.
Okay.
And attention to detail.
Like what?
Well, it starts with the rehearsal schedule, making sure everyone is prepared musically.
Right.
But then you've got to think about the logistics.
Okay.
Are the instruments in good working order?
Yeah, you don't want a broken valve on the big night.
Exactly.
What about uniforms?
Oh, the uniform's so important.
Everyone looking sharp?
Making sure they fit.
Right.
That they're clean.
It's all part of the performance.
Absolutely. It's about presenting a unified image.
And then there's the mental game, right?
Absolutely. You've got to help the students manage their nerves.
Because performing in front of an audience can be nerve-wracking.
It can be terrifying for some.
So what do you do?
Encourage them. Remind them to breathe. Focus on their music.
Stay calm, cool, and collected.
Exactly. And trust in their preparation.
So it's a lot more than just waving a baton.
Oh, so much more.
It's about managing all these different elements.
Yeah.
Bringing them together for a successful performance.
And hopefully an enjoyable one.
Now, one thing that's crucial for any successful band is discipline.
Absolutely. You can't have chaos.
No, and that's where question 5 comes in.
Okay. What does it say?
How do you manage discipline in rehearsals?
That's a good one.
It is, because you've got all these students' instruments.
Yeah.
And you need to keep things focused.
So how do you do it?
Well, the sample answer talks about setting clear expectations from the start.
Okay, that makes sense.
Laying out the ground rules.
Right, so everyone knows what's expected of them.
Exactly, and then it's about leading by example.
Modeling the behavior you want to see.
Right, being respectful, patient.
And then, if there are disruptions...
Yeah, there will be disruptions.
Inevitably.
You address them calmly.
But firmly.
So it's not about being a drill sergeant.
No, it's about creating a positive environment.
Right.
Where students feel safe, but also understand the importance of focus.
I guess that takes a certain level of, I don't know, finesse.
It does.
To strike that balance.
Exactly. Between being authoritative and approachable.
So the students respect you, but they're not afraid of you.
Right. They feel comfortable coming to you if they have a problem.
And now let's move on to the musical side of things.
Okay, getting into the nitty-gritty.
And question 6 asks about your experience with different instruments.
Ah, so it's not enough to just know how to conduct.
Right, you need to understand the instruments themselves.
And the sample answer mentions proficiency in both brass and woodwinds.
Okay, so like trumpet,
trombone,
flute, clarinet, all that.
Exactly, a good foundation in both families.
Now, what about percussion?
It mentions a working familiarity with percussion as well.
So you don't have to be a virtuoso on the timpani.
No, but you need to understand the basics.
Yeah, to be able to guide those students.
Exactly, and also to think about the overall balance of the ensemble.
Ah, exactly.
Making sure all the different instruments are working together harmoniously.
So it's not just about conducting, it's about understanding the sonic tapestry of the band.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Now, I imagine rehearsals can get long and tiring.
Oh, yeah, especially as you get closer to a performance.
So how do you keep the students motivated?
Well, that's question 7.
What's the secret sauce?
There's no magic formula.
Okay.
But the sample answer offers some really effective strategies.
All right, let's hear them.
First and foremost, encouragement.
Got to keep those spirits up.
Absolutely. Celebrating small victories, recognizing individual progress.
I guess that helps them feel valued.
Exactly, and it shows that you're paying attention.
Okay, what else?
Incorporating fun warm-up exercises.
So it's not all drills and scales.
No, you want to keep things engaging.
Right.
You want to keep the energy up.
Makes sense.
And another important aspect is setting achievable goals.
Ah, so they can see the progress they're making.
Exactly. Breaking down big tasks into smaller chunks.
Because sometimes those big goals can feel overwhelming.
They can, especially for younger students.
So it's about breaking things down.
Yeah.
Celebrating the small wins.
And keeping the atmosphere positive and encouraging.
Speaking of keeping people informed, there's another group that's crucial to the success of a band program.
The parents.
Exactly. And question 8 is all about them.
Communication, I'm guessing.
How do you deal with parent communication?
It's all about transparency
Okay.
and keeping those lines of communication open.
So regular updates.
Yes, whether it's through email newsletters
Mm-hmm.
or a dedicated website.
Or even good old-fashioned phone calls.
Absolutely. Whatever works best for that particular community.
But the key is keeping parents in the loop.
Exactly, because they're an important part of the team.
And they want to know what their kids are up to.
Of course, and they can be incredibly supportive.
Now let's talk about something exciting.
Oh, like what?
Band trips.
Those are always fun.
And question 9 gets into that.
Okay.
Have you ever coordinated a band trip or event?
This is where those organizational skills really come into play.
Because planning a trip for a whole band is no joke.
It's a massive undertaking.
You've got transportation,
For
accommodation,
meals
itineraries,
and chaperones
and the list goes on.
and on.
But it's all worth it, right?
Absolutely. Those trips can be incredible learning experiences.
Not to mention a lot of fun.
Memories for a lifetime.
Now, let's not forget about the academic side of music,
Music theory.
the building blocks.
And question 10 asks about your approach to teaching it.
So how do you make music theory engaging for young minds?
The sample answer emphasizes a practical approach.
Okay, so not just dry textbook stuff.
No, it's about connecting theory to what the students are playing.
Ah, so they see how it all fits together.
Exactly, using real-world examples.
Makes sense.
And it also mentions using technology in games.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there are some amazing resources out
And
there.
it's not just about memorizing scales and chords.
No, it's about making theory come alive.
And I bet that makes it more fun for the students.
Definitely, and when they enjoy it,
Yeah.
they learn more effectively.
Now, something that's really important in any educational setting is creating an inclusive environment.
Absolutely, and that's what question 11 addresses.
How do you ensure inclusivity and diversity in your program?
The answer emphasizes welcoming students from all backgrounds,
Okay.
regardless of their race,
Their gender,
their socioeconomic status,
their musical experience.
all of that.
It's about creating a space where everyone feels valued.
Exactly. And it also mentions promoting diversity in the musical selections.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, exposing students to music from different cultures, different genres.
So they're getting a well-rounded musical education.
Exactly. And they're learning to appreciate the richness and variety of musical expression.
That's really cool.
Now, how do you actually measure student progress?
That's question 12, right?
Yes, and it's a multifaceted approach.
Okay, tell me more.
Well, there are performance assessments, of course.
The concerts and the recitals?
Exactly, but it goes beyond that.
Okay.
Individual check-ins.
So one-on-one time with the students.
Yeah, to see how they're developing,
Mm.
to offer personalized feedback.
And I'm guessing peer feedback is important too.
Absolutely, because students can learn a lot from each other.
Right, and it creates a more collaborative learning environment.
Exactly.
So you've got these different tools
Yeah,
to track progress.
and to make adjustments.
Right, because sometimes you need to tweak your teaching methods.
Absolutely, to meet the specific needs of the students.
Now, one thing that's become increasingly important in education is technology.
It's everywhere.
And that's question 13.
Okay.
What technology tools have you used in music education?
The answer mentions a few really popular platforms.
Like what?
Smart Music.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
It's great for practice
Okay.
and feedback,
And then there's No Flight.
which is fantastic for notation.
So composing and arranging.
Exactly. And then there's the whole world of recording software.
Ah, so students can listen back to their performance.
Yeah, and analyze their progress.
I can see how technology can be a real game changer in music education.
It opens up so many possibilities.
Now, one thing that's inevitable in any group setting.
Conflict.
Yeah. And question 14 asks how you've dealt with it in the past.
So it's about your conflict resolution skills.
Exactly. Because let's face it, teenagers,
They have opinions,
they do.
and sometimes those opinions clash.
So how do you handle it?
Well, the sample answer talks about having private conversations.
Okay, so taking it offline.
Yeah, one-on-one with the students involved.
And I'm guessing active listening is key.
Absolutely, hearing all sides of the story.
Without judgment.
Right, and then guiding them toward a respectful resolution.
So it's not about dictating a solution.
No, it's about helping them find a compromise.
And that's a valuable life skill, right?
It is. Conflict resolution is important in any field.
Okay, let's get philosophical for a moment.
Okay, I'm ready.
Question 15 asks about your philosophy on music education.
This one is deep.
It is. It's about the why.
Yeah, why do you do what you do?
And the sample answer highlights the development of discipline.
That's crucial.
Creativity.
Essential for any artist.
And emotional expression.
Music is such a powerful outlet for emotions.
It really is.
And the answer also emphasizes the importance of access.
Okay.
Making sure all students have the opportunity to experience the joys of music education.
No matter their background.
Exactly. It's about breaking down barriers.
And fostering a love of music.
Which can last a lifetime.
All right, time for a curveball.
Oh, I like curveballs.
Question 16 is all about handling the unexpected.
The things that never go according to plan.
Exactly. So how do you handle last-minute changes or emergencies?
Well, first and foremost, you've got to stay calm.
Easier said than done sometimes?
It is, but it's essential.
Go.
Because if you panic, everyone panics.
Soak deep breaths.
Exactly. Assess the situation.
Figure out what needs to be done.
Right, and then be adaptable.
Roll with the punches.
That's it. Be flexible.
And resourceful.
Because sometimes you have to improvise.
And that's where your experience comes in.
Absolutely. And your ability to think on your feet.
Okay, one last question.
All right, bring on.
How do you collaborate with other staff members?
This is question 17.
And it's all about teamwork.
Because a band program doesn't exist in isolation.
No, it's part of a larger school community.
Right, so you need to work effectively with other teachers.
With administrators.
With counselors.
Of everyone.
Exactly, and that means open communication.
Sharing information.
Collaborating on projects.
Building strong relationships.
So it's really about creating a supportive network.
For the students and for each other.
Exactly, because we're all in this together.
And that's how you build a strong music program.
A program that benefits everyone.
Well, that was quite a journey.
It was.
We've explored so many aspects of the assistant band director role.
Yeah, from the logistical to the philosophical.
And it's clear that it's so much more than just waving a baton.
It's about passion, devotion, leadership.
And a deep love for music and for students.
So to all those aspiring assistant band directors out there,
Yeah.
we salute you.
You're the unsung heroes of music education.
Absolutely. And your work makes a real difference.
And for all of you listening,
Yeah.
think about the people in your own communities, the ones working behind the scenes,
In all sorts of fields.
the ones who keep things running smoothly, the ones who dedicate their time and energy to making things better.
Those are the people who deserve our appreciation.
Because they're the ones who make a real impact.
And they often don't get the recognition they deserve.
So let's give them a round of applause.
Absolutely. They're the backbone of our society.
And on that note,
Mm-hmm.
thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time,
Keep making music.
and keep supporting those who make it happen.
See ya.